Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. I think Trump thinks that there may be a coup attempt afoot or a preemptive coup, and he's taking actions to head that off or to deal with it should it happen. That's what we're going to talk about in this video, plus a weather update for the Viking Pistol 1 students getting ready to start flowing in, and what we're doing with the other channels, how that's going, issues, stuff like that. So stick around, cue the intro. Check out our weather. It's actually not that cold. Looks cold and misty, but this is what I'm wearing. 2 t-shirts and a long sleeve t-shirt. All right, so latest thing that cued this video for me. Did you see that Trump has basically fired the head of the Washington, D.C. National Guard, the general? He told the general, effective 12/01 on 20 January, you are no longer in command of the D.C. National Guard. It's Trump's prerogative to do so. The D.C. National Guard general serves at the, what's the word I'm searching for? At the something of the president. Somebody here will type it immediately when they hear me not getting it. At the pleasure of the president. And so if the president isn't pleased with him, he fires him. Now here's an interesting thing. That general is in charge for a huge part of the inaugural security, because it's in D.C., right? Washington, D.C. And so all the Washington, D.C. National Guardsmen are mobilized for this event. This event is, in fact, a national security event, which frees up a whole lot of federal resources to deal with it and to respond, to prevent and to respond to any acts of terrorism or anything like that. But he's responsible for all the National Guardsmen, plus they're bringing in a whole bunch more military and National Guardsmen that he would be responsible for, coordinating with the police effort, yada, yada, yada. It's a huge, important job, and it's kind of weird to switch the commander in the middle of the battle. And that general even said that, and I agree with him. I don't know him from Adam, right? I don't know anything about this general. Except that he don't have a job come the moment Trump raises his hand. And he needs to leave the alert center at that point, and he's going to, the operations center for the whole inauguration. Because you got to understand, security for an event like that is happening now, right? There's things going on out there now, and then the day of the event, and then through the whole event until probably 24 hours later, there's this whole security bubble over Washington, D.C. and things like that. And so this guy's kind of like building everything up. He's responsible, taking the briefings, making the decisions, and then right when it's kickoff time, change the head coach. Interesting, huh? That strikes me that Trump may think that should something happen, he's not going to be getting the decisions and the command out of this guy that he needs to, or worse, right? That this guy could be part of a cabal. I'm not saying that. I'm just speculating, right? Something else interesting. I have said, I've been, I was in the military for 20 years. I understand international relations and U.S. policy and things like that. And I've said forever, I really don't think it's a good idea to make like a former general, the Secretary of Defense. Because the Secretary of Defense's job is really money, right, to a large extent, arguing for money, allocating money, working with Congress, and then policy, right, policy for the Department of Defense. And I thought, let's get, my opinion, somebody like Trump, right, a successful businessman to run the Department of Defense. In this case, General Mattis, I think it's an excellent decision in this case, because Obama has just gutted the military. I mean, transgenders, are you kidding me? Women in special forces, are you kidding me? I don't want to go off on a tangent on that, but just what he has done to the military is outrageous, and we actually need somebody like Mattis to come in, just hardcore, chew barbed wire and spit bullets kind of guy, to get it back on track. Then we can switch over to civilian. And then Flynn, National Security Director, General Flynn, hard-nosed guy, smart guy, intelligence guy, brought him on board as his inner circle, been working him like a dog, that man is smart, 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 right? And so Obama just, announced a whole bunch of sanctions on Russia recently, and Flynn started burning up the phone with the Russian ambassador, blah, blah, blah. Nobody knows what he talked about. Everybody wants to know. Hey, it's none of your darn business what they talked about. But I tell you what I think they talked about. I think he's like, hey, dude, yeah, this is embarrassing for you. We're kicking out 35 of your people and we're doing all these other sanctions. Just give it 3 weeks, man. It'll all get back to normal. Yeah, about all those tanks going to Poland, yeah, don't worry. We're going to start pulling them back too. No worries, man. Don't start a war in 3 weeks. There won't be a war. We have an idiot in charge. Yep, we got it. All right, thanks. And he has other generals on his staff and in his close circle. I might write a novel about this, and now enough people will see this on YouTube, someone will beat me to the punch on it. But I'm announcing it here that it's my idea. um, if there was some type of coup, or at the last minute because they're trying to delegitimize Trump, right? All this fake CIA intelligence stuff coming out. Oh, we didn't have anything to do with that. BuzzFeed report that I'm not even going to mention what they talked about there. It's so disgusting. Totally fake and made up. They're trying to delegitimize his presidency, and it's clear that the intelligence agencies are hand in hand with the Obama administration doing unconstitutional things, trying to remove this guy who was duly elected as a president of the United States. And he is your president, liberals, just like Obama is currently my president. Don't like it, didn't like it, so happy he's gone. But you know what? I would have never wished for a coup against him. I would have never wished harm on him while he's serving in the office of the president, because he's the president of the United States of America, right? He's a horrible one, but he is the president. So, Trump won, and these people who are working actively to prevent him from taking the presidency, and then when he does, just let's try to do everything we can to crush it. Un-American, man. But mini rant. I think it's possible that Trump thinks there could be a coup attempt against him. And the fact that he has surrounded himself with general officers. Because you see, in a coup, which then leads to a civil war, or it can, the entire military doesn't stay on one side or the other. They're humans too, right? And they split. And if he already has generals to rally to, entire units could rally to those rally to those generals, and then who's Obama got? Transgender in favor generals who think that we need to have, more pink in the military. Cool. Go ahead and pit yourselves against people like Madison Flynn, right? Yeah, Trump's smart. But I just find it interesting, the steps that are being taken. Hey, this ain't over till it's over. You guys stay frosty. Keep your eyes open. Pay attention to what's going on. This general getting removed from his position right in the middle of the inauguration is weird. There must be more to the story, right? Because it just doesn't make sense to do that. So there's something that's bugging Trump and company with this guy, that they're like, yeah, nope, as soon as it's my authority to do so, you're gone. I tell you what to look forward to, too. DNI and DCI, Director of National Intelligence, which is a worthless organization and should be done away with, and the Director of Central Intelligence, the head of the CIA, those guys are gone. Bet your money. I bet you day one. You're gone. Put your directors, your deputies in charge until I get somebody else confirmed through Congress. Those guys aren't working for America. You can't be biased and work for America. I talked about that earlier. Yeah, interesting times in which we live. Stay alert. Don't be so quick to jump up when something happens. Sit back a little bit and watch it, and start at your inner circle and work out. Take care of your people. All right, that's that for that. Now, weather update. They're expecting a huge ice storm to come in any time now in this area of the country. So for those of you coming to Shofar Mountain for the Viking Pistol 1 course, please be careful. Take your time. Email me if you're having some difficulties. That's about it for that. I think we're going to be fine. Just bring foul weather gear. Bad guys don't only show up on sunny days, right? So you'll get more training, how to clear a garment, which we weren't going to cover in this course. Something else, channels. Shofar Mountain, the YouTube channel Shofar Mountain. That's where we primarily post the sermons that we do on Shabbat. That's not going anywhere right now, as long as YouTube lets us keep doing what we're doing without hassle, which they are. It's not monetized. It's totally free. You can come watch it there, shofarmountain.com. That we have no plans to move that at this point. VidMe, I'll probably start playing with that in about 3 weeks, I think. I've got an account there, Viking Preparedness, but we're not doing anything with it right now. Just signed up for it. I have to have some time to get into it and explore it. And right now, my time is getting back on the homestead, getting things squared away, and getting ready for this course coming up. The Bob Campout has been canceled. I canceled that in another video, but I guess some of you guys didn't get the word, so we're not having the Bob Campout patrolling course. We still have some slots for the End Times Defensive Patrolling course coming up in March. If you're interested in going to that, the cost is $1,000. I realize that's steep. You can email me at vikingservices@hotmail.com for more information on that. Let's see. Oh, Patreon. Patreon's going great. A lot of people said, oh, blah, 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 blah. Ask the people on Patreon. They watch these videos too. They're subscribed here too. They'll tell you themselves what they think of how the account's going. Thank you. I'm free to be me more on that channel, and so you get a little bit more of the real me. I get to blog. I get to answer questions, some questions. It's getting bigger now, so it's harder to keep up with everybody. But it's going well. It's a good format, and we're liking it. So there's that. As far as subscriptions here on Viking Preparedness YouTube, they've gone up. So thank you, those of you who subscribed. I resolved, I still want to bring you quality content. It's just you're not going to get as much of it because I'm focusing on Patreon. And I try to put up for Patreon a video or a blog post a day, and back and forth, and I'm a little bit more responsive to the people there than I am here, just because of sheer numbers, right? And so I'm allowed to do that. So that's what we're doing. Everything's going great. The roosters are obviously happy, and y'all take care. Keep your nose to the wind, and if it's bad weather where you are, be careful. All right, I'll see you out there.